welcome to this episode of Drones. And today's episode will see the iFlight F4X take on the champion, the DeepSpace Seeker35, in its undefeated reign at the top of the tree. Will it be defeated today, or will it extend that reign? Let's freaking go. First up then is price versus performance, and taking a look at the iFlight, it's a bit of a difficult one because it's not actually sold anymore, so it's coming in at around about 450 English pounds, which is probably around about $580, give or take, which is quite expensive when you consider that the Seeker35 is coming in at 380 English pounds, or around about $499. So it seems that the iFlight is actually more expensive, despite only having, for the eagle-eyed amongst you that may have spotted it, an 03 in it as opposed to an 04 Pro. But this category is price versus performance, and not just price. So ultimately, do you get more performance for that price? And the answer is complicated. So on pure raw performance, the iFlight probably does just win it, probably does just edge it. But there's a reason for that. As well as the fact it's got a 4-inch prop versus a 3.5-inch prop, it's also an X, whereas the Seeker35 in the form that I have is a dead cat. Now, DeepSpace have agreed to send me a squashed X version, as they call it, so we'll be able to maybe look at revisiting this in the future. But this has been the most requested video for a very long time, so I thought let's jump on it while you guys are still interested, because there's no point in doing it, when the other one arrives in 3 or 4 weeks time. So I thought we'll do it now, and we'll base it on what we've got. So based on the dead cat, price versus performance, the performance is better with the iFlight. And again, it's paper thin margins, don't get me wrong, but you are paying a premium for that and getting worse equipment. So price versus performance, I'm going to give a win to the Seeker35, despite the fact that pure performance goes to the iFlight. But we can discuss that in agility later on. So the next category up is top speed, and despite the iFlight's premium cost, it doesn't have a GPS, so we can only take manufacturer's stated speeds, and therefore, because we can't measure it, and because at the time, whether it does now, I don't think it does, but at the time there was no option to have it with the GPS that I was given anyway, we're going to give the win to the DeepSpace Seeker35. Next category then is flight time, and based on the fact that both are running exactly the same 6S cells, they use the full size. Generally speaking, I use sort of 1250s, 1300 Mars. If you fly them in a really conservative way, the extra half an inch makes all the difference. This one goes to the iFlight F4X. Next up was a category not necessarily aimed at this, but we're going to put it in because that's what we do. Camera quality. There is nothing wrong with the 03, nothing wrong with the 03 at all. It's still a really, really good camera. However, the 04 Pro clearly will take the win here because none have jello. If the 04 camera had jello and the 03 camera didn't, then the 03 camera would win because the quality would be better. But unfortunately, that isn't the case here, and therefore it's another point for the DeepSpace Seeker35. Durability. Both drones have metal camera cages or aluminum camera cages. They both got side panel protection. They're both built like absolute tanks. Now, I did actually crash the iFlight today.
I've already got my carrying scale thought. Oh yes. I've already got my carrying scale ready. Bruh. Oh no! I got it! I see it! I've still got it! Oh my god, that was hard! Hit the ground! Here it is. Oh my god. Oh, battery's off. Oh.
Was flying the back-to-back just to get a better handle on the handling, if you like, because it has been so long since I've actually flown it. The crash was entirely my fault. It wasn't any reason that the drone had caused or anything like that. It was just, I just got it wrong. And yeah, I'm going to have to call this one a draw, 1 point each. Agility and handling. Well, I alluded to this earlier on in the video, and the iFlight does fly a little bit better. It has got, flying it back to back, it was only a short flight because I crashed it and broke a prop, and I don't have a spare 4-inch prop, believe it or not. But ultimately, it is just, and we are talking paper thin margins, but it is just a little bit better when it comes to agility and handling. So that particular point for agility and handling goes to the iFlight F4X. Innovation and features. Well, if we look at the iFlight, there's nothing really innovative in it. We haven't got LEDs, we've got side panel protection, we've got an aluminum camera plate, we have got the XT60 built into the back, but we've also got the XT60 built into the back of the Seeker35 as well. The Seeker35 also comes with GPS, and it also has that innovative USB position where they've used an adapter board to stick it under the camera just to keep everything really neat and tidy and a bit more helpful. So it is a really close call, please don't get me wrong, but for features and innovation, the winner is the DeepSpace Seeker35. And for this category, we're going to check out the weight. Let's check the Seeker35 with, in fact, let me take the battery off because they're running different cells. So let's check the weight. And that comes in at 229 grams, or 226 grams is what it said at the end. And then we'll stick the iFlight on. And that comes in at a chonking 286 grams. So it is considerably heavier, which is probably explains one of the other categories later on in this video. But taking the win for the weight is the DeepSpace Seeker35. Let's move on. And the last category is our new category, the Angry Karen Noise Scale. The idea of this is to get as few angry Karens noticed or as few angry Karens attention as you possibly can. So the higher the score, the worse that it's going to be, and therefore the one with the lower score will take the point. Let's cut to the field with Boy Wonder and I, as we've just flown them past ourselves, and we can give you a much better idea at the field.
Destroyed it. Oh, that's sick.
Boy Wonder and I have been discussing the Angry Karen Noise Scale. And we're going to first of all mark out of 10 Angry Karens what we think the DeepSpace Seeker35 generates. And I'm going for 9 Angry Karens out of 10. Boy Wonder FPV, what are you saying?
I would say the same.
So Boy Wonder's going for 9 Angry Karens out of 10 for the DeepSpace Seeker35. Moving over to the slightly damaged F4X from iFlight. This is a 4-inch, so it is a little bit louder. It's got a little bit more thrust. It's got bigger props. And in my opinion, on the Angry Karen Noise Scale, this comes in at a hefty 10 Karens. 10 Angry Karens out of 10. Boy Wonder?
The exact same.
The exact same. So taking this round with just 9 Angry Karens out of 10 is the DeepSpace Seeker35. So that point also goes to the DeepSpace Seeker35 then. I think we both just about agreed that whilst they're both really loud, the Seeker35 is just a little bit less Karenified. And that then takes us to the conclusion of this episode of Drone Wars. And we can see that with a relatively easy win, it again has taken it, the Seeker35. Ultimately, what we're looking at here, if we summarise as best we can, the reason why it was such an easy victory is because there isn't a like-for-like version of the iFlight. So there isn't a like-for-like 04 with the GPS, which would have made things a lot closer. The long and short of it is, if you want the one that flies a little bit better, that has a little bit better agility and handling, then you're going to want the iFlight. But if you want the overall best that ticks the most boxes in this competition, then it's going to be, again, the DeepSpace Seeker35. Do you agree with that? Let me know in the comments down below. I am going to do some more technical and more detailed deep dives, but you guys want a really quick sort of 10-minute overview, and this is the best way I've found of doing it so far. If you've got a better way, or you've got an idea for this particular segment, please do, again, just drop a comment down below. Let me know, and I'm always willing to improve things. But I think this format works pretty well, and I think you guys enjoy it. It certainly seems that way anyway. If you've got any questions whatsoever, please do drop them in the comments down below. But until the next episode of Drone Wars, peace out. YouTube and I have had a chat, and we believe that this is the video that you'll like the most. So watch it and let me know if they're right.